Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Jonathan with Sparkle On with John Spirit here, and welcome. I intended to make a video today before I go into work. I chose this sweater because I love it, and it's from one of my favorite places, Vintage Paper Doll, and I hope that you're all doing well. And, it's a little color therapy here. And what better way, that we're all, in this space. Hopefully you're getting the elements of the earth, the sun, the air, the earth. Looking at the sky, the clouds. So my intention for today's video hello there. I'm learning this, that I have a 21st century phone, and that I can pause, because I was helping my husband bring in the groceries. I'm grateful. Okay. So I wanted to begin this video with this poem. It's called Listen. Listen to the laughter. There is not only screams and cries. Souls, we are souls passing through. Listen to the moon's drum, drum, drum. Liz sings to the earth. We are given birth to our thoughts. We are listening. Listen not only to the clock. We are on this surface of this earth, welcoming the new energy. Tell them about the trails in the forest. Listen. So, that Listen was written, I took 2 creative writing and poetry classes. If you're like me, and you write poetry and you enjoy this, I hope that you enjoy this. Took it in English 211A at Landmark College. We may have visitors saying hi. This is Zeus. I have my phone propped up to a staple. It's alright. Please don't. Let me. Okay. Alright. This one is called a collage of word poetry. This one is called a collage of word poetry. Okay. A collage of word energy. Excuse me. This is a fun experiment with a collage. I'm charging my phone at the same time, so it's okay. Be patient with me. I'm learning to have patience here. Okay. Alright. Collage of word energy. Zeus's tale. Collage of word energy. Keep eye on dirt. Doesn't need to mood ourselves. Be autumn in cinnamon. The window in the ocean writes. Just making sure that it's recording so you guys can hear. It's like a little ASMR with the cat purring. Do bring a million light carnivals. Quietly put finger on the day. Soft, speak, flicked, frozen, gay. Throat of a fog, let it breathe. Psychic peers, he color, she soul. Reflect with laughs, temperature withdrawn, August his name in eggshells. Walking with rain needs, given remain only truth. Blank slate, earth future call, reaching, speaking out past darkness. These poems are a collection that I'm intending on putting my book into, together. Here's another one. I am a listener of inner dialogue. You, no need to speak. I hear your voice without the spoken word dancing out of your mouth. The universal clock ticks and time is speeding up. The days are picking up the nights and turning them into wasted and unwasted times. It does not matter how much you drink or trip on your brainless thinking. What matters is that we never stop to think that we are alone and unloved. You, no need to speak. I hear your voice without the spoken word dancing out of your mouth. The universal clock ticks and time is speeding up the days and turning them into wasted and unwasted times. And then I wrote, just this poem, it doesn't matter, you don't care anyway. With some strong feelings about something I was going through that we have. Okay. Come over here. Alright. Thank you. If you're still here. You can listen to this whenever you want. Think of it as, an audio poetry book. This one is titled The Angle of an Angel. It's a balance to be connected like a triangle. There is a she and a he in each of us. It's that attraction you feel, it's wordless. It smiles in here and tears about living in there, chuckling in between the blankets like we were kids. Breathe in and begin to watch the rain pitter-patter on our heads. It's our bright brain that rests on our useful hands. It's our divine right to breathe in and out. It's that song you hear when you've danced with her while living. I get high on life, I get high on life. What's your substance? My substance is light. And I put light in capital letters. I have met a man, and he said not to breathe everything in because you worry that it may not flow like the river you ran to this morning, overlooking the mountains. It clears my mind and circulates the oxygen throughout each of my pores. It awakens parts of you that you thought would not be awakened. You ever get so nervous you forget that your feet are on the ground? There is more to her than people see. Will she ever be able to feel free without hiding herself? This one is titled The Sounds of. I can hear the sound of containers opening. They remind me of my home, the sounds of pans making a gentle yet invasive racket. I do not hear the sound of a mad woman. She is not running for her life. She is grounded in herself. The sound of a telephone is universal. The rolling of a pin on a board is joy to my ears. The sound of a heater is comforting and warm ambiguously. The opening and closing of a door, it instantly brings my consciousness to home. I love my home. The sound of opening packages and glasses placed on the corners of each table. The feeling of relief after a long day. The sound of the door opening. My friends are cold, glad to come into the room with warmth. I don't like the sound of suddenly soulless screaming. That was Apollo. I like the sound of a window being opened. The wind makes a calming sound. The sound of a car passes by. Cars remind me of my dad pulling into the driveway. It was late at night. The lights even make a sound when one is to turn them on and off. The sound of a bottle opening. The sound of the cap falling to the floor. Its weight can be felt. Its weight reminds me of childhood. It's refreshing and fun. I have one. I like the sound of sound. Here's another, like, found doodle. Walking. He was walking on a path that was just. It was a house full of stars, with stars around the house. Vastly, imaginative mind of the way he wanted his story to be. One day he went for a walk and stopped panicking and started writing. He was told that he had a disorder of written expression, but nothing stopped him. He loved the colors royal blue and yellow, and he would visualize royal blue and yellow every time he got stuck in his thoughts. Scribble out thoughts, fears of writing. He met a man while walking in the woods. The man was full of wisdom and light. The man worked very hard, but on one-on-one with people with special needs. A woman appeared in his consciousness and suggested to him to express how he felt about reading stories that others had written to get an idea of what different perspectives looked like. He was very interested in learning about shapes and colors and what each color represents. His friends appeared from picking apples. "How's it going?" he asked. He looked stumped and confused about what to write. "All right. All come to the meditation hall and sit for a while." He tried to relax and felt a lot better. His skin was turning pinker than normal. He knew that he needed to exercise to get his blood flowing, along with creativity that he knew he had. He pictured in his mind a world living in harmony with each other, but first they needed to work out issues that were held inside each of them. I also took 2 creative writing and poetry classes as well. I'm not sure if I mentioned that in the beginning of this video. We're at 13 minutes. My intention is to keep going. Before work. Be love. Snow falling on rooftops, clocks ticking, time is running on by. Slam door after slam door, intense noise vibrating through our sensitive bodies. Scream after scream, vicious sound of your voice. Frozen air makes us cold and cautions us to go into a warm climate. I love the smell of frozen, frost-bitten air down my spine and fingertips. These lips not chapped, not yet. Candles lit as I sit in my room. Music is playing, Moby I am enjoying. Writing biting down on hard, soft, buried anger. And feeling, not much, just tender and sore from trying to change the appearance of my white, sensitive, scratched pink at times skin. My hands wanting to heal the broken glass inside of you, to make new again. Trying to teach you to learn to love yourself, accept yourself before you can truly express yourself. You speak of the daylight sky. You stare into something more than space, more than this place. And that was Be Love. I have so many poems. Here's one that I sent in to, for Songs of Honor. I'm not sure, through Noble House. I don't think I went forward with it, but here I am sharing it with you. This is called Inside. A tailspin of thoughts. Oracally, he focused on them, beautifully ripped up with a cliché. Cartilage was torn from his newborn poem. Dies down the anger inside of his warm chest. Eccentrically, he praises the daylight peace sky. Forgotten. He knows you have forgotten, guided by luminous, intelligent, instinct spirits, highly cautioned by his intuition, in a whirlwind of acrobatic gems that dance on his fingertips. Jubilantly yours, you are forgiven. Kids we were, fighting for our secret colors of life. Long haul down the beaten-down throat of his school. Mistakenly mistaken for a straight arrow boy who wears purple. No one knows he is capable of lighting up this dark world. Omnipresent, all is full of joy and sorrow. Poignant, delicately homemade, to fit inside no box. Quartz was the piece he chose over the pentacle of choice. Radiantly he illuminates the vast array of shooting pleasure. Songs he sings when the war world burns everyone. Telepathic mindsets make way for a newborn. Unicorns drift in and out of reality of his own pain. Violently she slammed the solid, soulless subtleties. Waiting. He waits for the world to hear the children calling. X's exist unscared and vacant, quote-unquote goth girls' notebooks. You are a ... As written... I don't remember when it was written. Okay, we're at 17 minutes. Okay. This one is called Indecent Composure. Scars in the form of stars. Scars into stars. You carve, they carve, we carve, we starve to carve art into this canvas of this body. This skin we think is the only way to feel and heal what's within. We need to still our fine minds and look at the carved, starved art stars in this creation and feel it with our intuition and of midnight celestial fruition. Will appear in the right ear. Hear it, feel it, breathe it, believe it. We are more than these carved stars that we starve in ourselves. Satisfaction is never fulfilled. We always need to feel the thrill to spill open and remain sane in this train. If earth plain, thoughts that cannot be bought, and to take a seat and place our feet comfortably down on the ground, and take a ride on the train of what's to come. To become of you, he, she, we, raising, gazing, praising, the rising, reasoning, with this new beginning, thinning out the negative motives that try to take our lives, but we strive to live our pride and continue to hide what's inside. Open your eyes, feel your heart center, seek through these dense, immense walls that don't seem to fall, always trying to stand tall. We cannot allow them to deprive us of what keeps us alive, gazing, raising, finding, unwinding the inner road that takes us to our true abode. Indecent Composure. Thank you. These are all my favorites. It's bringing me back.